Good day everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining Introduction to AI Microsoft Azure. I am Privina from IEM-UTHM and I will be responsible for hosting the program today. As we are about to begin, we hope that all participants will turn on the camera for a better interaction with our speaker and other participants. Next, I would like to remind everyone to make sure that the microphone is mute to minimize distraction from audio feedback. As a reminder to all of you, this workshop will be in hands-on approach mode. Therefore, please turn on the microphone to voice the speaker any questions or concerns you may have during the session. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Privina Paramasivam, the moderator for this session. I'm pleased to be with you today and to have the chance to introduce our speaker, Racheal Chek. Racheal Chek is an electronic engineering student at University Tun Mesin, Malaysia. She is a Beta Microsoft Learn student ambassador who is certified in Azure AI Fundamental and has led more than 2 workshops in hosting websites in GitHub that engage with participants of more than 6 universities such as APU, UKM, UTHM, and UniKL. An introduction to Power Automate in YouTube with over 108 views as well. Without further ado, please welcome our honorable speaker for today, Racheal Chek. The stage is yours now.
Thanks, Verena, for introducing. So now let me share my screen. Okay. If someone can look at the screen, then please put in the chat box 1 so I know that all of you are here. And I will continue the session. Okay. Then I think my screen is on, so I'm going to start the session. And apologies if any background noise that will be happening later. So just enjoy the session. Okay. So hi everyone, I'm Racheal Chek, a Beta Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, as mentioned by Privina, the MC of the event today. So before we go deep into this event, let me ask you a question. What is this icon? What is this icon? Maybe you can put in the chat box. Is this a Facebook icon, YouTube icon, or Instagram icon? Yes, it's a YouTube icon. Yes, correct. So I have a question for all of you. Do you know why YouTube knows what you want to watch next? Which means after you have watched this particular video, then it will automatically uh, allow you and suggest you to watch another video. Anyone know what is the application of this video, of this YouTube things? What is it about and why YouTube knows that? Is it because of there someone controlling? Any idea? Yes, it's about AI, the application of AI. So now we are going to the next part, which is I have already introduced myself. Okay, then I'm not going to repeat again. And so today's agenda is basically about what is AI, what is Microsoft Azure, challenges and risks with AI, principles of responsible AI, application of AI in Microsoft Azure, and a demo session that we are going to get ourselves dirty with it because the best way to learn something is actually do it. So while we are having this demo session, you feel free to just follow me along. And the quiz session and the wrap up. So I have a question for all of you. What is AI? Anything that you think of AI, you can put in the chat box. So I know how is it, what is your thinking towards AI? Is it about artificial intelligence? Is it about humanoid robot? What do you think? Just type out anything that you would like to. It is no right or wrong answer. Okay. Replication of human thinking. Okay. How about others? Any else? Anything else? Okay. Now, let me continue what is AI. So maybe when you think of AI, it is a very futuristic feeling. Yes, mimic human intelligence, thinking algorithm by machine, robot mind. So what is really AI? Actually, AI is the creation of software that imitates human behaviors and capabilities. Like what mentioned in the chat box, like using and copy human behaviors and capabilities. So a question like for all of you, what do you think the AI can do without us? Any idea? Do you need me to repeat again? Okay, I repeat again. So, what do you think AI can do without humans? Is that possible for now? If yes, maybe you can put in the chat box one. If no, you don't think this is possible for AI to replace human, you can put two. Okay, so I will just continue with my session. Yes, it is a one. Okay, so for today's session, actually, I'm not going to very deep into the technical way, which is very uh, so-called technical terms or technical things. So I'm going to give you a very brief introduction because based on what all of you fill in the registration form, mostly of you haven't heard of Microsoft Azure before, and mostly of you have heard of AI before. So let's talk about machine learning. I believe that most of you have heard of machine learning before. So actually machine learning stands for ML. So what is ML is basically learning through data and predict an outcome. So this is the example of it. This is the data and using machine learning model, we are able to predict it. So by using, by better, make you better understanding the concept of machine learning, I will demonstrate an example of it. So from here, actually, we can see there are two types of flowers, flower A and flower B. So what we can actually use AI to do with it. So by using machine learning, we can actually able to do the supervised learning, which is classification, to train the model to classify which type of flower is it. Okay, next, we'll be talking about Microsoft Azure. I believe that most of you haven't heard of Microsoft Azure before. Most of you have heard of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and what else? What else have you heard from Microsoft technologies? Maybe you can put in the chat box and let me know what are the technologies you have heard from Microsoft. You can put anything you like. I mean, this is not a very formal session. I'm not a lecturer. Just do it. Just put in. Okay, Microsoft Automate. Yes, it is. The correct one is Microsoft Power Automate. But one, you are correct. Microsoft Access. Yes, it is a database things. Microsoft Teams. Okay, great. So let's dive into Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure, from here you can see this is a cloud icon. Why I put a cloud icon is because Microsoft Azure is a Microsoft cloud computing platform with an ever expanding cloud services. What do I mean by cloud services? Like, for example, machine learning, SQL database, which stands for SQL database. So let's go into cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Okay, wait, let me adjust it. Okay, cloud computing is actually an infrastructure that delivers over the internet, which means actually we are divided to four things, which is compute, networking, storage, and analytics. So when we actually dive into cloud computing, there are actually three structures, but because this is an AI workshop, so I'm not going to show the details of cloud computing. So cloud computing actually have three types, which is the IaaS, infrastructure as a service, software as a service, SaaS, and also the next, I would hope that you can explore by yourself because there are much more to learn. Okay, next. Now we are going back to our main topic, which is artificial intelligence in Microsoft Azure. Okay, a question for all of you. Do you think that when we train a model, when we use AI, do you think we need a huge data storage? If yes, you can put in the chat box 1. If no, or you don't know, you can put a 2. Okay, yes, okay, 1. Just 1. How about others? We have 40 plus of you. Okay, 1. Yes. Okay. Okay, never mind. It's okay. 2, you don't know. No worries, because this is I'm going to tell you about this. So we need a huge set. We need a huge data storage like Microsoft Azure. Because why? Because Microsoft Azure is a scalable, reliable cloud platform where this enables to have a larger storage whenever we want to expand the storage, and also the compute system, which means compute means like a larger RAM, which means a larger RAM, a larger storage, and also the services is very important in Microsoft Azure, because in artificial intelligence in Microsoft Azure, machine learning is one of the services in Microsoft Azure. Okay, next will be, these are a few common AI workloads. So first, I believe that some of you have heard of it before, which is the machine learning. Machine learning is the fundamental of AI, which means without machine learning, the AI can't be run out, because machine learning is the core of AI. So in machine learning, actually, we are using some data and of course some statistics to predict a model. And okay, so have anyone heard of anomaly detection before? If yes, you can give me a thumbs up. If no, you just ignore this. I repeat again, if you have heard of anomaly detection before, you can give me a thumbs up by clicking the emoji there.
Excuse me, Rachel. Your mic
Thanks.
is mute.
Yeah, I think someone muted my mic. So which part I was until machine learning? Which part? Which part? We have stopped.
I think the beginning of
Emoji.
the slide, I think.
Beginning of the slide. Beginning of the slide. So the first part is it? which slide? Let me know. Let me come.
No, no, I mean the current slide.
This
The
one, the
current
current
set.
slide.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I start again. No problem.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
so welcome. Uh, these are a few common artificial intelligence workloads. So first, basically, we have heard of machine learning before. Machine learning is the soul of AI, which means it's the core for AI. It is using the statistics and data to train a model to predict something. So that is called machine learning. Okay, the second is anomaly detection. Anyone heard of anomaly detection before? If yes, you can put in the chat box 3. If no, we just you can put 4. If you have heard of anomaly detection before, 4. You don't know about it. Okay, basically, anomaly detection is actually a system that detect unusual patterns. For example, you have an autonomous vehicle. You are using the anomaly detection to detect any system failures of the autonomous vehicle. That is the function of anomaly detection, and this is one of the application of artificial intelligence. Okay, next we are going to computer vision. Let me illustrate this by an example. So computer vision, I believe that most of us here use Facebook, right? Or known as Meta now. So I believe that you have tagged your friends before using the face tag. If yes, maybe you can put in the chat box yes. So I know that you have used the computer vision before. If no, then we just continue with it. Okay, yes. Okay, so that is the function of computer vision. Computer vision is the application that actually extract and interpret the visual input. That means whenever we relate with computer vision, it is like using the eyes. That means that is the eyes of the computer. That is called computer vision. Okay, next will be natural language processing. Anyone have heard of it before? It is also known as LUIS, language understanding. Anyone? If yes, you can put a 1. If no, just put a 2. 1, 2, 2. 2 is no, right? Am I right? 2 is no. Okay. So from the floor, anyone want to voice out their opinion towards the natural language processing? If yes, you can just say it out so I know about it. One Rahimi, what do you know about natural language processing? Maybe you can unmute yourself and also unmute your cover your camera or type in the chat box. One Rahimi. Anything related with natural language processing? One Rahimi, are you here? Okay, I think maybe you're still thinking. Okay, no problem. Analyze medical report for the analysis. Text and spoken words. Okay, something like that. Yes, correct. So natural language processing is an application that can actually uh, take or understand the written or spoken language. So it is similar like the translation. So I'm not sure whether I mean I'm not sure whether all of you got used the translator translation service before. That is one of the application of natural language processing. And then okay, wait, let me adjust my screen first. Okay, search result. Okay, search result. Okay, the last one is conversational AI. I'm not sure whether you have buy something from Lazada or Shopee or or you have used the chatbots. Chatbot actually is one of the conversational AI. Have you used it before? Like you want to contact the Lazada customer service. So when you click on the contact, it will automatically create an bot. Have anyone used it before? If yes, you can put in the chat box one. Anyone? Okay, yes. Okay. Yeah, that is one of the AI agents that actually engage with human users. Okay, one. Okay, great. Thanks for responding. So next, we are going deep into artificial intelligence in Microsoft Azure. So in artificial intelligence in Microsoft Azure, basically we are going to focus on Azure machine learning. What is Azure machine learning? Azure Machine Learning is actually a web-based platform for training, deploying, and manage your machine learning models. So today, our demo, we are going to use the Azure Machine Learning. Second is cognitive services, where this cognitive services is a range of uh, services that allows developers or the users to build the AI solutions. And the last one, of course, is Azure Bot Service. Azure Bot Service is a cloud-based platform for us to manage and deploy and develop the bots. So these three are quite important, but today we are going to just focus on Azure Machine Learning. Okay, next, whatever happened actually possess a risk. In our life, when whatever we do or we sit here also, actually we do have a risk. So it same goes to AI. AI do have challenges and risks when we are using it. So first of all is actually the bias. Because when using AI, actually there's some bias occurs, then this will obviously affect the result. For example, in banking sector, this bank X is using a training a machine learning model, loan approval model, to actually try to approve the loan. But unfortunately, some of the machine learning model may be not having the fairness. So this will happen bias. So whenever this bias happen, right, the results will totally out. So this will not be fair for the society. And second, of course, when I talk about the anomaly detection, remember I talk about using the autonomous vehicle. So whenever the anomaly detection system undergoes a failure, this may cause a collision, which means it may cause an accident. So indirectly, this will cause a harm to human beings or the users, and that is one of the challenges or risks with AI. And the third is I believe that before I talk about machine learning, some of you have already responded that when we are going to use train a machine learning model, we need a large set of data. So what if when we are using this AI and the data actually exposed, for example, in this hospital, they are using this model to train the things, the data to train the model. Then what happened is the data got hacked or got stolen by people or got exposed. So this is one of the risks with AI because the data may contain some sensitive information like your birth of date, your phone number, or your next of key name, something like that. And the fourth is solutions may not work for everyone. What do I mean by solutions may not work for everyone? So for example, the predictive apps may not provide the audio output for the visually uh, using AI. And the final one will be users must trust a complex system because we know that actually AI is a very complex system. Do you agree about it? If yes, you can put in the chat box one. If you don't think AI is a complex system, you can give me a two response. Yes, indeed, it is quite a complex system. Like you would think of code, you would think of many complex things, a neural network or deep learning, something like that. So some of the users may think of what are they based on actually. So that's why there is a challenge, right? Users must trust this system. And the last one is who is liable for AI-driven decisions. For example, uh, I'm the innocent person, but unfortunately, that AI models or AI system tag me as the criminal. So who is going to be responsible for it? So this is one of the risks or challenges when using with AI. When the AI is not inclusive enough, is not secure enough. So now let's move to the next part, which is principles of responsible AI. So these are the 6 principles of responsible AI in Microsoft. So like what I mentioned, there are risks and challenges using AI. That is why the AI should be responsible in terms of fairness and inclusiveness. Do you agree with this? Do you agree that fairness, all these 6 principles are important? If you agree with it, give me 3. If you think these principles for this AI is totally not important, you can put a 4 so I know what all of you is thinking. Okay, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so others is thinking, right? Okay, no problem. Just take your time. Yes, these are the fundamental principles of responsible AI, because you imagine a world without fairness, a world without inclusiveness, a world without transparency, a world without reliability and safety, and also the other 2 principles, which is privacy and security and accountability. What will the world happen? Of course, the world will not be in a very peaceful mode. So it same goes to the AI. AI should be responsible in terms of fairness. Fairness means the model should not have any bias, and of course the data should be kept in a secure place, in a very secure place that no one can steal from. But however, there are still some risks to leak out the data. And inclusiveness meaning no matter what gender or what race are you, this model is not going to take into account of any those terms. So that is called inclusiveness. And of course, transparency. It is very important for the model to be transparent. I believe that some of you have visit a website, then you will saw that the message popping out of the can I accept, you need to accept the cookies. Anyone have encountered before? If yes, maybe you can put a 1. Yes, no. Yeah, actually that is one of the principle of transparency. Why the web admin, or why the web person, I mean the web creator, wants to pop up that message? Actually they are able to look at your data. For example, from the cookies there, actually we are able to look at which country are you from, what is your IP address, and what device you are using. That is why if you don't want to let others to trying to invade your privacy, then you can just click do not accept the cookies. So next time just be cautious about it, because internet is about sharing data. Okay, so next we are going to the next part, which is applications of AI in Microsoft Azure. Yeah, I did saw some of the responses of some of you that mentioned that you want to know about the applications of AI in Microsoft Azure. So I'm not going to go very details into what sector, but here are the 4 icons, 4 main things that I would like to show off you. So the first one is tree. Any idea about what tree is the industry about? That means what industry is this? Any idea? Is it about energy? Is it about nature? Is it about human? Maybe you can put in your thoughts about it for the tree. Okay, so I will continue with it. Agriculture. Yes, you can say that agriculture. Yeah, it is so-called the industry is actually energy. So energy is very important. Okay, then next we are going to proceed to this box. Anyone have buy things from online, like from Lazada, from Shopee? Yeah, it's logistic. So this is the industry of logistic. Yes, logistic. Thanks for responding. And third one, what is it? Yes, Shopee. Okay, the third one, what can you relate this icon with what industry? Medical, safety. Yeah, it is related with healthcare. Yes, pharmaceutical. Yes, correct. So the last one, how about the last one? What is it about? Patient data. Okay, sure. Last one, what is it? What industry is this? Yes, education. Correct. Okay, now we are going to the next part. And you okay? So if you're interested to know more about the industry application, feel free to go to this link that I will share later to all of you, so you can actually know which company is using which kind of AI learning application, something like that. So actually, I have listed out few of it. So let's say we go to the health series. Which one do you prefer? Health, logistic, computer, or technology? If you prefer health, you put a H. If you prefer L, you put a L. If you prefer C, you put a C. If you prefer technology, you put a T. So I will go into it. H. So I'm going to H, okay? T, L, T, T. Okay, let's go to T. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so what Samsung is using for from this Microsoft Azure. So you can see right from here, this is one of the Microsoft customer, which is known as Samsung, which is quite well known for every one of us. So Samsung is using the product of Azure, Azure Apply AI Services, and Azure Matrix Advisor. So I'm not going to touch deeply into this one, but you can have a look and learn. Okay, this is one of the company that is using this product. So for example, if you are having if you would like to have a job hunting for that particular company, it's very important for you to go and research for the company. So for example, you are interested to join Samsung as a AI engineer. So it's very important for you to go and look through what are the products and services they are using from Azure. Okay, so now let's move to the next part, which is a demo session. So I would like to ask everyone, everyone have already get their free credits, right? If yes, maybe you can put in the chat box one. So we are going to kickstart the demo session. If you have already signed up for the free credits, okay, okay, one. Okay, never mind. If some of you would like to try out later, that is also fine. No worries. So we are going to go to a demo session. Give me a second. Okay, the demo session we are going to use is basically we are going to try to train an automated machine learning in Azure machine learning, which means like what I say just now, the best way to learn something is actually to get yourself hands dirty, which means we are going to do a hands-on approach. So the first thing we are going to do is, wait, let me set up the things first. I'm going to share it. Okay. We are going to Azure portal. Okay. Azure portal. Everyone can sign into the Azure portal. If yes, you can put a 2 if you can sign in. Okay, 2. Okay. Then should we start our demo session? If yes, you can give me a response of putting Y, please. Then we are going to kickstart that session. or we should wait for others. If you would like to wait for another 5 minutes for others to set up their things, then you can put a 5. Then we will, after 5 minutes, we'll start the demo session. If no means I'm going to start now. Is that okay? Oh, 5. Okay. We wait for another 5 minutes, which means we are going to start the demo session at 2:46. Yeah, 2:47. Sorry. Okay. And before we start the session, right, I would like to show you something. The conversational AI, which I mentioned just now, a bot. So this is one of the chat bot you can actually try to experience yourself by clicking this. Try a demo of an example. So this is a help bot, which means this is a bot related with help. So for example, you go to a help portal, you may type out hello, and this AI agents actually will respond you in this way. So for example, I tell the AI agents that I'm having a fever, and let's see how the AI agents responds to us. Okay, you see from these AI agents, actually they have give us some feedback about it. So you can see from here, the following symptoms have been registered as fever, and they are going to ask you your details about it. So from here, this is one of the benefits of using chatbot, because you don't need a real person to go and entertain or to go and ask your customers about it. So this is quite time saving. That is why you can use the Azure bot to deploy to your website. Okay, we wait for another 3 minutes. Is that okay? If okay, then we wait for a while and see how. Yeah, if you have already set up everything and ready for the demo session, please put in the chat box 1, okay? If you have ready, and we are going to kickstart our demo session. Okay. 1, okay. So for some of you, right, like you have already logged into the Azure portal. uh, I have that experience like a few months ago. I was new to this Microsoft Azure, and I totally don't know what is Microsoft Azure, like all of you new to Microsoft Azure. And I feel a bit overwhelmed when I look at the portal, because I totally don't have any idea to do. So actually how I equip this knowledge, or build my knowledge about Microsoft Azure is uh, actually based on the Microsoft Learn modules. So, have anyone heard of Microsoft Learn modules before? Microsoft Learn? If yes, you can put in the chat box too. Anyone have any idea about what is Microsoft Learn? No. Yes. If yes, you know about Microsoft Learn, you can put in the chat box too. Okay, we have 1 more minute and we are going to kickstart our demo session. No. Okay. Well, at the meantime, I'm going to show you what is Microsoft Learn. Okay, Microsoft Learn is uh is a platform. Actually, you can learn anything, any technologies. For example, you are interested to become data scientist. So you are going to these roles and click on the learning modules Microsoft is providing. So Microsoft is actually encourage everyone to learn no matter what background you are from, whether you are from technical background or whether you are from non-technical background. Everyone has the opportunity to learn, to explore what they want. So here are a few learning modules that actually when you have already signed in yourself into this Microsoft Learn, you can learn anything. Like if you want to learn Python, like you're new to Python, you can also click on this Python and oops, no result. Okay, never mind. Microsoft Learn. Okay, okay, never mind. Okay, so you can see from here, they provide lots of learning modules for you to self-learn from. Yes, it's free. It is free for everyone. Whether you are working adults, whether you are a retiree, it's free. That is the benefits of using Microsoft Learn because it is directly from Microsoft itself. And the same goes to maybe some of you have not heard of Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador before. So actually Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, we are actually trying to organize workshops that are related with Microsoft technologies to promote this to everyone, whether you are a student, whether you are a working adult, as long as you have that initiative to learn, then the doors are always open. So can we start our demo session now? If yes, you put a Y, please. Then I know we can start the demo session. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's kickstart it. Okay, now we are going. Okay, so what are we going to do is actually we are going to train a machine learning model using automated machine learning in Azure Machine Learning. So that is the first step we are going to do. We are going to this Azure portal to create a resource. Okay, to create a resource. So by clicking here, create a resource, and we are going to look for machine learning. Okay, machine learning, this one. We click this and we click on create. Okay, the subscriptions that maybe for your site, right, will be Azure for students, but for my site will be Visual Studio because I'm using the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador account. So then next we are going to create a resource group. Okay, by clicking create new, we are going to type something. Let's say we put AI demo. Okay, AI demo, click on OK. And the workspace name we can put AI demo. Depends on you. You can put anything you like. You can put other than AI demo. And the most important thing is the region. The region we should choose the closest to where we are currently living, because actually different region, right, they have a different price for it. So by clicking the region, we are going to choose Southeast Asia because Malaysia is in the area of Southeast Asia. Then the storage account, you just leave it as default, which have already uh, have already created for you, so just leave it. And the container registry, you just put it as none. Okay, then next we are going to the networking. We just also leave it as default and click review plus create. So what you may be wondering why we need to create this machine learning workspace, because actually we need a space to actually manage the machine learning models and data also. So we click on create. And this will take some time. It depends on your internet connection. So you can see from here the deployment is in the progress. Okay, while we are waiting for this deployment, we are going to the machine learning Azure. So I'm going to type it. So Azure Machine Learning. Now we are going to the portal of Azure Machine Learning Studio. So by clicking this, you can see that you will be directed to this page, and the one that the workspace should be the one that you have just created, which is the AI demo ML, which is just now I've just created. We click on this one. Make sure that you have your current directory, which is, I believe that is your university name at this part. And current section is the one, current subscription is the Azure for Students. And then just click Submit. Okay. Can everyone follow? So far, so good. If yes, so far, so good, we put a 1, please. Or you are still stuck? Okay, never mind. You can rewatch the recording, no problem. Okay, let's say, so we have already created the workspace. Okay, so this is the workspace that is deploying, which is in progress. Then now what we are going to do, we are going to the part. Okay, after that, we are going to this, which is the one, this part. You can see from here. Oh, actually, what is this studio about? This is the Azure Machine Learning that have managed the data, train the model, deploy the model. So currently, what we are doing, right? We are not going to use any code to train our model. We are going to use this automated ML, which means it is a drag and drop. It is like a puzzle you put at a space, something like that, to make sure. So we are going to the next part, which is create the compute resource. So you go to this this part, compute. You click here, and you click on new to create the compute instance. And you can put anything, any name you like to put. For example, for my case, I will put AI demo 01. Okay. Then the location have already pre-selected, which is Southeast Asia, the similar one as the workspace for the machine learning. And virtual machine type will be CPU. Okay, for this size, need to be cautious because we are not going to make the default one. We are going to choose this select from all options. And what we are going to use, we are going to use this DSV11 2. So make sure you have used this DS11 V2 for the compute instance, and by clicking it, we are going to this, and then we are going to create it. And this will also take some time. You can see the state of the compute instances it is creating. So next we are going to create a compute cluster. So in today's demo, we are going to focus on compute instances and compute clusters. So going to compute clusters, we are also going to do the same thing, which is by clicking new. Then the location, make sure you have used the same location as the one in the Microsoft Azure portal, the Microsoft Machine Learning Workplace. Because if you choose other location, that is okay, but it may encounter some latency, which means in our words it's called lag. So to prevent that lag, we actually choose the same location. Okay, then next we are going to the virtual machine priority, leave it as default, which means we don't need to change anything. And the virtual machine size, we are also going to use the same thing, which is DS11V2. Okay, then we click on this one and click next. The compute name, you can also put any name you like, so I will put AI demo. Okay, it seems like I have taken, so 02. And the minimum number of nodes is 0. The maximum number of nodes is 2. The ideal seconds before scale down is 120. And just you don't need to choose this. And then we are going to click on create. So this is also at the state of creating. And now we are going back to the portal. You can see from this doorbell, the bell here, you click on this to view your notifications. So by clicking this, you can see that deployment succeeded, which means your workspace have been created. Okay. Then after we have created the compute instances, compute clusters, we are going to take the data sets. Okay, now we are going to data sets, and I'm going to share the data set links to the chat box. So please click there and copy there. So this is the data sets we are going to use. Okay, so far can follow? Can follow, put a 1. Cannot follow, don't put anything. Am I too fast? If I'm too fast, I can try to make it slower. If I'm too fast, you can put in the chat box 1. Meaning, I'm too fast. Is it, Eileen? Okay. So we are going to continue. Is that okay for everyone? Yes, you put a 2, please. If you want me to continue, you put a 2. Okay, let's continue. Then now we are going to the, okay, 2, nice. We are going to the data sets. We are going to inject, we are going to take the data sets in the link that I have shared just now. Okay, by clicking create data sets. And we are going to click on from web files because that one is a link. Then we are going to just paste the link into this web URL. And the data set name is bike rentals because this data is actually related with bike rentals. Okay, bike rentals. And the data set type is a tabular form, which means it's in a table form. Then the description is bicycle rental. Then just skip this, no need to do anything. Then we are going to click on the next. Oops. Okay, never mind. I'm going. Then click next. Then we are going to the settings and preview. This will also take some time. It depends on your internet connection. Okay. So far, any questions? Okay, I will assume no. Then we are going to this, which is the settings and previews. So the file format is delimited, which means there are fixed and boundaries there. And the delimiter is comma, just leave it as default. But one thing we need to change here is the column headers. So the column headers is the one we should click is only first files has headers. And just skip the rows. Then we wait for the data set to preview when the next can be clicked. Okay, then we are going to click next. After clicking next, we don't need to do anything. Just make sure that all the path, all the column name have been included. Except this, you don't need to do anything. So we are going to click on next. And you can see these are the settings of the data. And leave it as default. No need to do anything. And we click on create. and the data set will be created soon. So some of you know what we are doing. Do you know what we are using the machine learning, using the data to train? What we use, what is the function of this machine learning model we are using? Any idea? Because some of you say that you know about AI, right? Anyone have any idea? Okay, never mind. Just take your time and think about it. It's okay. So now we are going to train a machine learning model. So let's refresh back. Just now, actually, we are trying to create a workspace in Azure portal, and then we create a compute services. Then we put in the data sets. We upload the data sets. Now we are going to train the model. So in machine learning, actually, basically there are two types of machine learning model. First is the supervised, which usually we will heard of it, which is classification, regression, and time series forecasting. So what we want to get from this machine learning model is actually a numbers. That means we want to get the how many numbers, how many bike rentals of that particular period. Now we are going to go to this automated ML and click on new automated ML run, which you will not require any code. You just type out and just do anything. Then you choose the data set name that you have created just now. So just now I created bike rentals 01. So this one is the data set name, and click on next. I'm going to click on next, and the run will be, it is still loading. So this is quite a convenient tool for some of you may not be familiar with coding. This is a very useful tool. Then the experiment name is create a new one. So we put the new experiment name as MS Learn, right? This is our experiment name, and our target columns, which means what we want to predict or what is the outcome we want, is actually the rentals. So the rentals is in the forms of numbers. Then the compute type is actually using the, any questions? Bike rental frequency. Oh yeah, something like that. City. It is the bike rental frequency. Then we are going to click on the compute cluster that you have just created just now, which is this one. And then we are going to the next step, which is, okay, we are going to the next step. Just make sure that you have do this and click on next. So like just now I got mentioned about supervised learning, classification, regression, time series forecasting. So what we want is actually the frequency, like what City, right? City mentioned about it. That we want the how many rentals are there per day. So we are going to use regression. You can see from here that regression is used to predict a numeric value, which is numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we are going to click on before we click on next, make sure that you click on this view additional configuration setting, and the primary metric is normalized root mean square error, and the block algorithms. Because due to the time constraints, we want to uh, make the training of the model shorter, so we are not going to use all except the two. So these are the few of the algorithms that we are not going to use. We are just going to use the random forest and also the light GPM. So we just leave these two as our algorithm that the automated ML will be used during the training. Okay, so others you just block it because it will take some time. I mean, the more algorithm, the better, but it will take a lot of time if we use everything here. So for this demo, we are just going to use the random forest and the light GPN. Okay, and then we are going to click on this access criterion. The training job hours will be 0.5, which means 30 minutes, which means, right, the experiment will end after a maximum of 30 minutes. Okay, then the metric score threshold you can put as 0.08. So what is this metric score threshold do? Is actually to cause the experiment to end if a model achieve a normalized root mean square. That means achieve the primary metric. Okay, then make sure you have done all this. Then we are going to click save. After that, we just view featureization. Click on this one. Make sure you have enabled the featureization. Then we click on next and click on finish. So you can see how not much time we are taking to actually run the train the machine learning model. So this is one of the benefits of using automated ML. You don't need to have any code to train the model. So you can see from here that the status is not started yet. This will take around 30 minutes to really run out the 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 result. So we don't want to waste, we don't want to drag our time. So let me show you the output. I mean, when everything has done, right, what is the outcome of it? Because I have done yesterday. So let me show you the things. So this is your expected output. Wait, give me some time. Okay, after you have train the model, right? After finish the running training the model, you will actually get this thing, which is the best model summary, which is the voting assembler, which is the algorithm name, and everything will be out. So this will take like more than half an hour. It depends on your internet connection, like what I say. And then we are going to see the models. Okay, then by clicking it, details. So you can see from here, you can see that everything will be coming out. And then we are moving to the next point, which is after you have run everything and we are going to deploy the model. So what do I mean by deploy the model? So by actually going to the endpoints, I will share you the steps on how to deploy the machine learning model later, because we have not much time left. So I'm going to try to speed up. Okay. So endpoint is actually used to run the machine learning model for it. So for example, you are going to get the predicting outcome of it. Okay. Before we continue so far, any questions? Any questions you can ask in the chat. If no, I'm going to continue. Okay, never mind. So let's continue first. So actually, when you have deployed the model, right, you can get something like this. So this is the code that I will be sharing later. So this is the code. Then you will be able to get the predictions. So day one, what is the predicted rentals? How many byte have been rent? So this is day one, the results, the predicted rentals. Day two, what is the result? So this is it, the automated ML. It is not very difficult. It is very easy just by using the learning modules in Microsoft Learn, and you can train a model by yourself. Okay, so far, any questions? Any questions? If no, maybe you can put in the chat box one. No questions, then we are going to continue. No questions for now. Okay, great. Okay, no. Okay, now after we finish the demo session, we are going to I mean, I would like to introduce you, if you are interested to learn more about Azure AI. Actually, you can go to this learning journey that have created by Microsoft. It shows the pathway on how you can learn in these 30 days. And this link I'm also going to share later. And before we end our session, let's have a quiz session first. Quiz session, let me share my screen. Okay, then please make sure that you are going to click on the link. So click on this link to join the quiz session. So this is the time where you are able to get that how much you know about this in a very brief way, of course. Okay, so 8 of you. I'm still waiting for some of you. Because we have how many of us? Yeah, we have 48. Okay, we will wait for another 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So participants, feel free to join this quiz session for you to really test yourself what you have learned in the event. Okay, so I mean, it is okay if you get wrong answer. Okay, I will wait for another. We can wait for another 3 minutes. And who get the first prize, right? Actually, will get a mystery prize from me. So just join it and see and try out your luck. Okay. I think without further ado, if you are ready for the quiz, please put in the chat box one. If you are ready for it. One. Okay. One. One. Okay. Okay, then we start now. Okay, let's start. So, what is Microsoft Azure? Is it a Sky platform, no platform, or cloud computer platform? Okay, it's time's up. Okay, great. Luckily, all of you get it right. Cloud computer platform. So next one will be, we are going to the next question. So what is not included in the common AI workload? Is it machine learning, conversational AI, laptop vision, natural language processing, anomaly detection? You just need to choose one answer. Okay. Okay, I see that there's anomaly detection, natural language processing. Okay, yes, the one that is not included in the common AI workload is actually laptop vision. So what is the right one? The right one is actually computer vision, and not laptop vision. Okay, now let's continue. This is the last question. So, what is not included in the principles of responsible AI? Is it fairness, honesty, transparency, inclusiveness? Yes. Okay. Yeah, honesty is not included in the principle of responsible AI. So next we go to the leadership thoughts and see who get. Okay, who is the S? Please, can the S contact me, something like that? Oh yes, hi. So your name is, oh yeah. Okay. Congratulations, doctor. Okay. So
It's not valid lah. It's not valid.
okay, then how about Africa? Who is Africa? Africa. I feel Africa. Okay. Never mind, it's okay. And then we are going. Oh yes, hi Africa. So later, please contact me to redeem the price. Okay. Okay. Then now we are going to actually wrap up our session. Okay. So, actually, what we learned from this, what we did just now is actually I introduced you what is AI, what is Microsoft Azure, and how you can use your Azure free credits to try to train a model, uh, try to use the knowledge that you learn to actually do something. So, any questions from the floor? Any?